Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. I swear, new people, no matter what position, should just shut up and watch how things get done. If I ever have the misfortune to be in middle management as a new employee, the first thing I'll do is ask, who are the employees that know the most about the work? But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. I'm just a lowly grunt. I work at a food factory. I can do whatever positions that are there and train others. I refuse to be promoted. I rather just a grunt, but I have a couple new supervisors come in with this I'm an alpha mentality. I'm one of 15 to 16 people out of 500 plus people who know how to run this plant. We're divided between 3 shifts, so 5 folks a shift, 5 lines, and 3 prep/clean area, plus another extra support line, so one of us on either line or prep clean. We're allowed to choose which. The alphas came through, made it clear me being a grunt should STFU. If they have questions, they'll ask the team leads. At the time I was training both leads on the line I usually stay on, line blue, my favorite to be at, when things turned into a crap show and I decided I'll stay in my lane and be the peasant I am. Half a shift goes by and we've done not even an hour worth of work. The leads were stressed because I and another guy whose regular line was down for the day wouldn't help, and the supervisors were even more stressed because the leads don't know what to do. Finally, both alphas grace me and the other guy, I'll call him grunt number 1, with their presence to ask us for help. I absolutely loved the shocked look on their faces when I looked at number 1 and asked, "Hey, grunt number 1, what did our lords and saviors say to us yesterday?" Number 1, "Well, grunt number 2, our majesty said that we peasants should keep our lowly mouths shut the effeth up." But I may not be right, considering as I'm a peasant and don't know the speech of higher beings. We stood there grinning ear to ear like the Joker because by hour 5, the production manager and director of operations will show up because they'll look at the cameras plus see on our complete product system that we've done almost nothing. The product manager and director both are cool dudes who actually have been down with us and gotten their hands dirty. They even fought the COO to give myself and the other 14 to 15 people the positions we have now due to our knowledge of the place, so we can get paid more than any of the regular workers. Anyway, both were extremely PO'd, asked myself and number 1 to sort the line out, and they took both alphas to their offices. Didn't see either one for a week, and product manager did their job, plus acted as our supervisor for the week. After that week, both alphas returned and had to be trained by me and number 1. Poor B-turds. We put them through hell and made sure that they were on the line running the hardest to make products for that day or days. Training lasted 30 days. We gave the big bosses the thumbs up, but they were moved to swing and graveyard shifts since morning shift usually has more eyes on us compared to the other two. To end this long story, Supervisor Dumber eventually got fired and Supervisor Dumb is still around, but gets treated like toilet paper. So let's see how much longer he'll stick around. This happened start of 2020. And our second story. More mayonnaise. I was in Boston for a licensing exam for my job, and I had shown up early and had some time to kill. As I walked around, I came upon a guy begging for change outside of a 7-Eleven. I told him I didn't have any cash, but I would be happy to buy him food. He eagerly accepted, so I bought him some fruit, snack bars, and a bottle of water. He seemed genuinely happy and thanked me several times before I walked away. I continued to walk around to kill time when I was approached by another guy begging for change. He gave me a sob story about having lost his job and several other things, which I would later come to determine he'd probably rehearsed many times. Feeling good about helping the last guy, I gave him the same pitch and told him I didn't have money, but I'd be happy to buy him food. What a mistake that was. He eagerly said yes, and we walked into Subway, which was across the street. As we walked into Subway, I began to realize something was off about this guy. Then I realized he was hammered. Once we were in Subway, he told me he was getting multiple sandwiches. I told him he was only getting one. He then gave me a PO'd look and begrudgingly said, "Okay." He stumbled up to the counter and incoherently tried to tell the guy he wanted a roast beef sandwich. We couldn't understand him at first, so he became increasingly more PO'd. Once we finally understood what he wanted, the guy making a sandwich gets the bread and asks if he wants mayonnaise. Beggar yells something like, "Of course I want mayonnaise. What kind of question is that?" The Subway guy kind of laughs and says, "Okay, put some on." The beggar then yells at him, saying he wants more mayonnaise, so he puts more mayonnaise on, but apparently this isn't enough. The beggar gets angry and begins berating the Subway guy, saying, "I want effing mayonnaise. Put more mayonnaise on my effing sandwich. I didn't tell you to effing stop." At this point, there's nothing in this sandwich besides mayonnaise. There are mounds of it. There was so much mayonnaise, I even gagged. I don't like mayonnaise at all. The beggar then became so escalated that he actually began posturing and threatened the guy making his sandwich. As this guy leaned over the counter, jamming his finger in front of the Subway guy's face, I grabbed him and pulled him back and sternly told him, "That's enough mayonnaise." He surprisingly calmed down a little, but was still escalated. I apologized to the Subway guy as he quickly made the rest of the sandwich and rung it up at the register. The beggar grabbed a couple of bags of chips and I told him he's not getting chips. He began to yell and complain that he can't eat a sandwich without effing chips. He had a point, but this dude didn't deserve them. I told him no again and reminded him he was already getting a free sandwich. After I paid and began to walk out, he had the balls to ask me for money again, which I told him I didn't have any. He then responded with, "F you." I laughed pretty hard and just told him I hope he enjoys his sandwich. As soon as that beggar started yelling at the poor clerk, I would have said, "You blew it, pal. You're not getting a sandwich unless you pay for it yourself." And our last story. Our return policy is 14 days, not 7 years. I've worked at a retail store in Canada for a few years now. We get lots of entitled people attempting to return items that have obviously been worn or trying to haggle the prices. This is the one that stood out the absolute most to me. So I'm working my shift and hanging the new shipment of orders to be able to put out on the tables when this older lady comes in with her daughter. Anyone who's worked retail knows the look of a customer who's about to ruin your entire day, so I took a long sip of my coffee before putting on my customer service voice. "Hi, how can I help you?" She cut me off while throwing a jacket onto the table. I have a return. The zipper broke and I paid a lot of money for this. I bought it for my daughter and I'd rather get her something new." Me: "Oh, of course. Do you have the receipt with you?" "I wasn't aware I needed one. Could you just process the return without one?" Me: "Of course, I just need..." Then I noticed that the few years I've worked here, I've never once seen this jacket on our hangers. I looked at it longer and noticed the back tag did indeed say our company's name. Daughter: "I'd rather just get cash so I can purchase something I actually like." Me: "Sorry, but when was this purchased? Our return policy is 14 days with receipt and in-store credit for up to 30 days after. I've never seen this jacket on our floor." "Are you calling us liars? Look at the tag. Obviously it's your store's jacket. I can't remember when I purchased it, but the zipper's ruined and clearly wasn't worth buying." Me: "I understand completely. I'm just going to call a higher up so they can verify the jacket." Cue the moaning and groaning from the mother and having her repeatedly tell me I clearly can't do my job while I'm desperately waving at my manager. "This is ridiculous. Just give me my money so I can buy my daughter something better." Manager: "Hi, so this jacket is actually from our winter collection from a few years ago. We can't take it back as it's been worn." "Are you serious? My daughter's going to freeze now. She needs a better jacket. Give my money back." Manager: "I'm sorry, but our return policy is 14 days, not 7 years. You don't have a tag to even be able to ring this through. We don't have it in our system, and you don't have a receipt. Sometimes when a jacket gets older, it wears and tears. But it seems your daughter must have gotten a few good years out of it." Daughter: "This is absolutely ridiculous. I take my children here and you'll never have my business ever again." "No, this is terrible service. It's broken. We deserve compensation. I don't want this. Give me my money back. I want a new jacket. My daughter will freeze without one." Manager: "I'm sorry?" We can't accept this as a return. Feel free to look around for a newer jacket, but this is all I can do for you. I hope you have a great day, and I'm sorry we couldn't please you." My manager turns around and starts going back to helping with stock. The entitled pair took this as their best shot at bullying me into giving money back, but I physically couldn't even if I wanted to. No tag and no receipt means there's no barcode to even enter into the system. I just blatantly ignored them and started unpacking another box. EM: "Well, you are ridiculous and should be fired. Ignoring me and refusing a return. The owner of this company is my close friend." And with that, she grabbed the coat off my stock table. And not just the coat, she grabbed a pair of jeans that were still in the packaging and started darting towards the door with her daughter. I quickly grabbed the phone to ring security in our mall to rush over while my manager ran over to try and block them from leaving. Our mall has a super strict, super stupid policy against grabbing the item back without security, so the best we could do was block them and follow them. Security managed to grab it back, and they were banned from entering our store. Sadly, not the entire mall, but I can still have a smug look on my face when the entitled daughter enters, and I can remind her she's not welcome in our store, all because of a wear and tear zipper. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.